once felt I'm done with the defense. Drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Meshi with Path to Wellness with Meshi. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. In today's video, if you've been on the hunt for green beauty products that are also affordable and they are absolutely deliver on the promise that they give you, that they're vegan, they're cruelty free, and they are amazing quality, but you're sort of unsure and kind of stuck of which brand might actually work for you. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and comparing the Clove Hallow Pressed Foundation against the W3ll People Narcissist Stick Foundation, as well as their Biotint Foundation, or Biotint like liquid moisturizer. So if you have been wanting to see sort of how this guy would compare to this guy, then just stay tuned and let's get right into it. Okay, so while I appreciate a lot of the get ready with me videos, as well as seeing online all of these beauty brands, and then it sort of draws me in whenever I see another tutorial. But what I'm really usually curious about is, once I have this guy and this guy, how would that really compare to everyday life? So I have picked for you about 4 different categories that I think that you will find helpful. We're going to be tackling them one against another. They are quite different, but they're so similar in so many ways. So I thought that this would be a fun video to shoot for you. So we're going to be looking at price, packaging, how they have packaged it, then how they're the same, how they're different, and my last but ultimately my favorite category of all time is how they push innovation and the future of beauty forward. What are each of those companies doing? And this is something that you might not have actually thought of, but I thought that it would be interesting to see if any of them are doing anything. So let's get started. So first of all, let's take a look at Clove Hallow, because this is actually more recent to me. So you get a compact. So here is the packaging, and then when you open it up, then you have a little mirror, and then you have a compact inside. The compact, there's like a little hole. You might not be able to see it here, but anyways, there's a little hole in the back, so you can kind of push the compact out, and then that's basically the product. I wonder if I can do it with my nail. Yes. We've done it with our nails, guys. So here is the actual product. So I have this in a shade 3. And then when you're trying to put it back, it's magnetic. So apparently my skills are not that great in putting it back, but see how it just kind of snaps back in? Okay, so what do we need to know? Well, first of all, packaging, like you get to buy this separately, and then you buy the compact separately. And price-wise, you're looking at, for the compact, it's $22 US, and I'm keep calling it compact. So for the powder, it's $22 US for the powder, and then for the actual holder, it's $8 US. The good news is that you buy the compact, like the actual holder, one time, and then after that, you're just buying the refillables that go in there. Now, here's the thing though, if you don't want to use the powder foundation, like let's say that we run out of this and you can completely sick of it, you can still use the compact. Like you can add like your bronzer in there, a blush in there, like whatever you want. So in that regard, I really enjoy that. More about that in packaging. So let's talk about price point first. Price, this cost $8 US, and then the powder itself costs $22 US. Now, whereas with W3ll People, the foundation stick costs $28.99 US. They also have the option available on their website, if you are buying it through W3ll People, that you can buy this in a mini format, which I kind of appreciate because then you can actually try out the product. That costs $11.99, also US. Biotint, this is actually the Biotint, like the mini version. This costs also $11.99. So the price point for both of them are $28.99 US, and the mini is $11.99. And if you're lucky on their website, then you would be able to get a sample. A sample is even smaller. I would recommend getting the mini, and then you can try it out, see if you like it. You know what I mean? Now, let's go back onto packaging. But first of all, who is winning so far? I kind of feel like we should kind of establish sort of like a charting system. And because both of these things have the option and the ability to transform you into a unicorn, I thought that we would be using the unicorn as, I don't know why. We're just going to use that as a metric of how many unicorns this gets. Given that this is a full-size product and you buy the compact one time, so the $8, we can sort of look past it, especially that you don't need to buy the compact on its own. If you have a Z palette that you may have purchased in the past or whatever, then you actually only just need the powder, and that's 22 US. So here, this guy gets 4 unicorns. I'm going to confuse myself with the unicorn rating, but it sounded a lot better in my head. So anyway, price-wise between these two, this guy is cheaper. Packaging, let's talk about packaging. And I'm going to bring back Clove Hallow once more because it's refillable. I absolutely appreciate the fact that you buy the compact or you don't buy the compact, whatever. But you actually just need the refillable thing. Like you only need the refillable product. And that's all you really need to do. So packaging wise, like they really have thought it through. I appreciate that. Here, it's not like with W3rll People, there's a ton of plastic. However, they still let you recycle it, so it's okay. Nevertheless, the lid is plastic. The entire tubing is plastic. Here, same idea. The entire package is plastic as well as the lid is plastic. So, you know, I think we can kind of do just a little bit better, especially with liquid products. But I mean, when I'm looking at the price point, it kind of makes sense as to why they've done that. So for packaging, I have to give it to, once again, Clove Hallow. How are they the same? You might be still looking at this like, how did this even become a video for you? I'm not understanding this. Like one is powder, the other one is liquid on a stick. What? Yes, I get you. Well, basically, they are the same because they're both foundations. They both kind of build your base. They are both coming with about a medium coverage. I would say that Clove Hallow can actually be buildable more up to a full coverage. I found that the biotint, like the actual biotint, color match wise, it has been almost a perfect match for me. And the thing is that with this, I can build up to, again, a decent medium coverage. Same thing with this. It took me a little while to kind of get a hang of this, but if you just kind of draw it on and blend it away, whether with a beauty blender or a sponge or with your brush, it gets completely sheared out. However, you can tap it in with the warmth of your fingers and then it builds up to a nice solid sheer to medium coverage, for me anyway. So in that regard, they are the same. They're also low in toxicity on both sides of the coin. They're both very conscious of their ingredients, which I highly appreciate. They are also both won awards. So both companies are at a point where they are winning awards. W3rll People will be the company that has won a few awards with Allure. I believe this is actually, it's either this one, it's either the stick or the biotint that has won the Allure award. Whereas with Clove Hallow, I'll just list the award that they have won. They have it listed on their website as well. So that gives me a level of confidence in both of the companies that they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing with their formulations. They're moving in the right direction, which I so appreciate. Both W3rll People as well as Clove Hallow, both of their products are definitely have done an amazing job at capturing the natural light, the natural essence of how skin should look like skin. I feel like both companies have really listened to their consumers. When people have gotten really sick of looking like porcelain dolls or really look cakey, or when you sort of put a mask on, they really have just formulated their products in a way where they have reduced the chemicals in their products, but also kept the natural essence of how skin should look like skin. Now, how they're different, obviously one is in a pressed powder foundation. If pressed powder foundations are not your jam, girl, I feel you. I hated pressed powder foundations. I believe the last pressed powder that I actually purchased was back in my Bare Mineral days when I would buy like almost everything Bare Minerals have created. Not even, I still have their loose powder foundation, by the way, but no, this was like legit their pressed powder. And I was the one that would like buy like they always, like, you know how like with Bare Minerals, they always had like, here's the product and here's the brush that goes with the product. And if you don't have that brush, well, it might not work for you. So I bought the brush that was like a really flat head, basically a stippling, not a stippling brush, just a flat head blending brush. And honestly, like that had dried me out. So I still remember how my face looked really powdery, really cakey. And so I was really hesitant with this, but I'm so glad that I have tried it out because it built up to a really beautiful medium coverage. It covered all my imperfections. And during the day, I don't feel greasy. I don't break out from it. So I feel like things like some of their ingredients that they have added in there, it has really made a big difference. I believe they have the rosemary extract in there. I will list a couple of the ingredients here so you know exactly which one I'm talking about. The other thing that I really enjoyed about this is obviously the fact that they are part of the Clean 15, where all of their ingredients are 15 ingredients or less. So they have really minimized what they're actually putting in there. Now, how is this different? How is the Biotint different? It's meant as a moisturizer. When I'm comparing these two, this guy has an SPF of 30. This one has no SPF. I believe they have listed that it has titanium dioxide. It does not tell you that it actually has SPF in there. I believe it also has coconut oil in there, but even if you have coconut oil, that maybe gives you an SPF of 5. So really just put your SPF on if you're wearing this before you even apply any of your makeup. SPF 30 here with the Biotint. Do I appreciate this? I do. Am I going to reapply it during the day every single time I need more SPF? Probably not. And in all fairness, we have seen quite a few times that SPF, when it comes to adding it into your makeup, it gives you a false sense of security. You should be applying actual SPF before you apply your makeup, and then that way you are covered. And also make sure that you pay attention to how the UV index is going during the day, because it's higher in certain times of the day than other times. So this is a big differentiator between the two. Clove Hallow has a shade range of 14 shades from fair to actually dark and medium. And that's unfortunately much different than what I can say about Well People. Both the stick as well as per usual, I'm dropping things. Okay, Narcissist Stick Foundation has 8 shades, and really like even like their darkest shades would maybe be pulled off as like a bronzer on me. The tint has 4 shades, you guys. So that I find a little bit disappointing when I'm looking at the shade ranges, especially with the technology that we have available to us. I would love to see them expand on their ranges. And I understand why they are saying that, because they're just like, here's your moisturizer and kind of just slap it on. I still, at this age, I really would love to see, especially with the foundation stick, a much larger range of shades available to all of us. And now moving into how I see them both pushing things into the future. Well, with Well People, it's kind of nice because they have a wide, like really a massively wide range of green products. Their prices are on point. It's not going to be like your highest end green beauty product that you're going to be purchasing. So, and just the fact that they have minis, they have trials, they have like a smaller sample sizes, it makes it so much easier. Like, I feel like they have really taken the time to listen to their consumers when it comes to, you know, like understanding that like makeup and beauty products are an investment. We're going to be wearing it on our faces almost every single day. Maybe not, maybe for some of you, it might be something as a sometime product, but for most of us beauty lovers, like we wear this every day. It makes us feel awesome. And that's just how it is. So I appreciate the fact that I don't have to shell out too much cash for me to actually be able to try out the products and see if it's right for me. Same thing with Clove Hallow. I appreciate the fact that they are vegan, cruelty-free, their packaging is eco-friendly. I also appreciate the fact that they, on their website, they have created sets where you can actually get a better deal, where it gives you the ability to try out a few of their products. Now, speaking of sets, Well People also has sets available on their website. A lot of their sets are come in duos and a lot of them, we're not there yet. I feel like with Well People, we're just not there yet on the sets. It's not something where each product would be cohesively combined with another product, and then you kind of have a wide variety of play that you can kind of try out a few of the products. Like maybe a duo with a foundation stick, or something where you can almost pull off like a full face of makeup with just a couple of products. So I would still love to see that happen a little bit more. The other thing that I'm also kind of feeling is what I would love to see, and this is just sort of my wish list, and maybe it's not on your radar at all, but like this is sort of my big hope for the green community as a whole, is to create resources and bring in experts continuously so that you can educate your consumers. You're not only creating amazing products, but you're educating your consumers of what to look for. Why is that not good for you? Why are toxic products toxic? What are the ingredients that you really need to look out for? So that's just sort of my wishful thinking for the community as a whole, not just specifically to Clove Hallow or to W3rll People, but just in general. Like I see certain presentations, and if you go to festivals and things like that and you watch their stories, you can kind of see that they are creating certain educational outlets where you can get educated and you can get empowered of what to look out for, what will cause, hormonal disruptions, what will cause, adrenal fatigue and thyroid disease. Like, what are those ingredients that you really need to look out for? And if you're consuming those products that are like loaded with that over the long term, then how will that impact your health? Because when you're looking at the history of both of these companies, what you will find is most of them have started this out of their massive pain point that they got sick. Well, what if we didn't have to get sick for us to just enjoy beauty? You know what I mean? So I would love to see that a little bit more. I love the fact from both sides that they are affordable, that they have sets available, that they are really thinking outside of the box, and we don't have to compromise on quality and on performance when it comes to these products. So that part I absolutely love. I would love to see them both more readily available in Canada. Unfortunately, they're both in the US, and if you buy them through US websites, then they're absolutely available. If you live in Canada, there's only a few websites that actually offer them. In stores, haven't really seen them too many places. Getting them into Sephora would be like leaps and bounds. It would take you so far. But I know that that's sort of one of those things where it's like, again, wishful thinking. And when you're running a company, it's sometimes not as easy, and a lot of times it just takes time. So, and I appreciate that, but that's sort of where I would love to see for both of them to be a little bit more accessible, a little bit more readily available here in North America and worldwide, to be honest with you. I tried both. I used them at different times. I'm a huge fan of Clove Hallow, obviously. And Biotint, I wear this guy every day, and I wear the Biotint whenever I'm like working out or just on lighter days. So like they each have their purpose of when I want to wear what. I would love to hear from you guys. Did you find this review helpful? I don't think I'm going to be giving a unicorn rating or who won this battle, because they both won. They're both excellent companies. It's just what matters is more of what you're looking for. And I hope that I was able to answer most of that for you. Let me know in the comments, you guys. If you found this helpful, well, obviously give me a thumbs up. That's like Captain Obvious right there. But also, I would love to hear from you. Have you tried either one of these products? And if you have, what was your thoughts? And in the meanwhile, if you are already new here, then consider subscribing. We chat here a few times a week. We talk all about conscious living and how you can improve your health in a more holistic way. So if that sounds good to you, then I would love to have you in the community. And in the meanwhile, just keep seeking, you guys, because you're so much more powerful than you think. And I will see you again in my next video. Bye.